The backwards law is one of the more counterintuitive pieces of life advice that you come across, and this is nothing new at all. This is has echoes with Charles Bukowski's life advice of don't try. We might think of Master Yoda saying do or do not do. There is no try, and it really has its roots in Eastern spirituality, Eastern religion, Eastern philosophy, and very much echoed in the works of Lao Tzu and works of the Buddhist sages, I suppose, and connected to this idea of samadhi. And I really first came across this sort of way of thinking in the work of Alan Watts, and he's a fantastic explainer of concepts in Eastern philosophy, I think, and yeah, a phenomenal thinker in terms of religion and metaphysics. Uh, it seems to me, and it's how to live questions. And I watched an explanation of the backwards law yesterday on YouTube, given by the self-help guru Mark Manson, and he describes it very, very well. I think this is a perfect example of how the backwards law applies in nature. So it's this example of Navy SEAL training, where you're put in a 9 foot deep swimming pool with your hands tied behind your back, and you've got to not drown for 5 minutes in that environment. So the way to do it is not to resist, is not to expend any effort at all, or to try to not expend any effort at all, and just do the minimum amount. What you've got to do is not tread water, not kick out against it. Don't panic. Don't start breathing heavily and rapidly. Just take a full breath in and let yourself sink to the bottom. And then once you've sunk into the bottom, which if you're not moving at all and not putting in any effort, you know, you should do quite rapidly. Then you kick off from the bottom, go back up to the top, take in more air, repeat, do it again, and so on for the 5 minutes. And that is how you survive without drowning in that situation. Um, it's situations like that very often, like if you kick out against it, um, you're fucked or you're fucking yourself. And very often I find this in sports. Like I used to play really quite a great deal of racket sports. I fancied myself a tennis player when I was a teenager, but I haven't really encountered this so much in tennis as I have in badminton and ping pong. Really, like when you're when you're when you're at your best in table tennis, in ping pong, is like when you're in a flow state, basically. When you're not trying, when you're not putting in effort, you're just reacting to the situation. You maybe you're putting in a little bit of effort here and there, or you're just finessing things. But no, it's all about getting into flow states and how to have operational fluency with these states of minimal effort, or these states of being engaged in what you're doing. We're not saying like just disengage from what you're doing or like be in your own little world. Like it's more like being fully present with what you're doing, fully engaged and aware and focused. But you're in a mindset or a frame of mind in which you're habitually trying to save energy or preserve your stores of energy by yet uh, not expending a minimum amount of effort and not trying really hard and stressing yourself. And yeah, I find this um, in my life all the time with milking cows. I wasn't very fast at milking um, when I first started, but I became a lot faster eventually at it, and a lot more able to get into kind of flow states and better able to deal with things that disrupted that, like for instance, cows kicking off units that would disrupt all cows kicking. Um, yeah, all sorts of things that can disrupt a flow state or cause, for one other reason, how best to describe it, cack-handedness at milking. And I find this in writing also. I find it in stand-up comedy. I find that when you very much in stand-up comedy, that when you at your least funny, right? When you're trying to be funny, um, you almost it's so hard to learn this lesson, and it's taken me years and years really to learn it, I think. And maybe I've only really started learning it this year, even, or as a 30-year-old just now. Um, I think I was beginning to glean it in my 20s, but I mean, in my 20s, I was so unbelievably driven and motivated to do so many different things. And maybe, like, yeah, paradoxically, because we get the other advice, don't we? We get the try advice. You know, put in your, do your best, put in the maximum amount of effort possible, and grind away at it, and keep going, and grind, work, and work hard. That's the mentality of working hard. Working smart is the backwards law, and it's this mentality of conserving and saving energy. And like the flow states I get now in milking, like for the physicality aspect of it, is unbelievably good for you. I think I'm in the best shape I've been in my entire life. It makes you unbelievably strong and flexible. I have like the physicality of a ballet dancer from milking. And yeah, in like the first few months of doing the job, it's hard, very, very hard to adjust to it, or it can be very hard to adjust to it. But no, I'm strong and flexible, and I'm strong and flexible body for milking cows. And yeah, I get great endorphin here every time I do it. I love milking; it's the best thing ever. I might like slowly start to integrate exercise into my life, become even more fit. I don't know, even more in shape. Could I do 100 press-ups now? Yes, probably. Could I do I need to do more press-ups than that? Why do I? Why does anyone? But joking aside, I smoke constantly as well. I smoke constantly, and I have pretty good endurance, I think. I can work for a while without getting tired. I'll work all the time anyway. My life improved so much, it didn't. My life didn't improve when I got into farming. I was kicked out of my home for getting into farming, of all things. I don't know what the fuck goes on in the mind of my parents, my mum and dad, but it's just nothing good. It's a little bit, well, it's not on topic, is it? But no, back to the backwards law. And the more I apply this, the better I get at things. I just keep finding I get better at things. I get better at my job. I get better at my job when I start thinking about flow states and just treating it almost like a game or a dance or something fun. And work becomes incredibly fun when you do treat it like that. And yeah, like when you're dancing your best, it's like when you just cut loose and you're having fun and you're fucking around. And it's almost like that. It's almost just like enjoyment, playing. And then you get the real reward of life when you get paid for playing. When something you find in an enjoyable task, an enjoyable activity pays you money and provides you with a livelihood, and provides you with the ability to sustain your life. That's when you win, ultimately, isn't it? And that's when you find true success, happiness, and joy in life. And those things, those are the real rewards of it. And yeah, like money is part of that. and I earn good money doing what I do. If I keep at it and rise up the career ladder to somewhere a bit more senior, like herd manager, um, I'll be earning even better money, even better benefits. Retire at like 55 or something to my own little farm, which is what I'm imagining, of 10 acres or so on which I've constructed various agricultural buildings, offices, structures, whatever. Keep some cattle, some fowl or poultry or whatnot. Have vegetables, beds and ting and this, that, and the other. Maybe have a horse. Call him Tony after Django's. That's Django's horse. It's a good name for a horse. Steve. Call my horse Steve. Yeah. Stephen the horse. Horse Stephen. Or no, I don't know. Anyway,